Wow, we are so punctual today. Good times.
Wowie zowie, Batman.
I just spilled water all over myself. It's a good day.
Good job. Good job.
uh, okay. Well, fair warning, I did not have much time to prepare. I was planning on doing it this weekend, but one commitment led to another, which led to another, which led to another, and then I ended up
Why
having...
would you plan on doing something over the weekend that exists on the weekend?
Well, I meant like between Friday and today at this moment I planned to
Friday does not count as the weekend.
Depends on your
I'm a
work day.
Friday anti-realist.
Friday doesn't exist, I don't believe it.
No, it exists. It's just not a weekend day.
I see. I'm hearing a very strange
Yeah,
noise. It sounds like a video
Cat's
game being played.
microphone. Cat's microphone has like a little thing where it like picks up the fan or something.
Oh, stop now. Cat, speak. Can I hear you? I guess not.
Yeah.
Well, I'm tired of doing recaps. Someone else do the recap today.
I already did it.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, I can hear you now.
That's working
Hello?
well.
Welcome back.
Hello?
Hi.
Oh, now
Hello.
you can't hear us.
Hello?
Oh
Now
no.
you can't hear us.
Or maybe she can, but she's ignoring us.
Can y'all hear me? Can y'all type in chat if you can hear me?
Can you see me?
Can you type in chat?
We did. We did.
She doesn't know. She wasn't looking at the right chat.
That's
Alright,
really funny.
Give me one moment. I'm gonna change real quickly because I'm still in my work clothes.
Sure. I'm still in my church clothes. But I will remain. Oh, da 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 da. Let's see here.
Are you wearing a turtleneck?
Me?
Oh, no, you're not.
No, it's just a collared shirt plus jacket. Yeah, same hoodie.
DJ over here unbutton his buttons for me.
No.
Hello?
Put this
Hello.
Hey, Cat.
Hello?
Hi.
Can you
hello,
hear us?
How are you?
Oh, I hear y'all now.
That's
Yay!
Yay!
Chances are, if you're in the call and you don't hear anything, then you can't hear us.
What'd you say?
Doesn't matter.
Can you say it again, Pump?
It was nothing. I did send message in the Discord. Were you actually looking at it, or were you in a different Discord looking for what if we were talking to you or not?
Yeah, one of those.
That's what I thought.
Interesting.
Well, I'm glad that your microphone is good now, though.
It's always been good.
Well, just sometimes when you join calls, not good.
No, remember, it's not on my end. It's only on your phone and your phone's microphone.
Then why was it doing it on Discord right now?
It wasn't.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can
Yes.
hear you.
The first time
Then
you,
it's probably not my microphone.
the first time you joined the call, all I heard was a beep 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 beep
Yep.
coming from your mic.
It was the exact problem that I hadn't heard in the past.
Oh. Then I guess, remember the headphones we bought,
Uh-huh.
Nathan?
Yeah,
They
I
just
remember
don't
them.
work.
Yeah, I know. So
Can
you're
you...
just not using them at all now?
No, I'm using them. I was trying
Oh.
to. But Nathan?
Mhm.
Could you contact them or contact your dad to ask them to
Yeah,
fix
I know.
it?
It's in the back of my mind. But
Well, move it to the
I'll
front of your
try and
mind.
remember to do it tomorrow because I'm gonna visit my dad and sister for dinner since the rest of the family's away in Chicago. Chicago.
That sounds like some kind of made-up word, made-up language.
It's a place.
I know, but pronouncing it that way, Chicago. I don't know.
It's a reference to Victorious? Yeah, Victorious.
Secret?
The show, Victorious. right? That's the name of it. About the girl who went to a high school, or maybe
I went
college.
to a
think it
high
was
school.
I think it was a boarding high school that was like for performers and singers.
I'm just questioning why Kat sent me
Victoria's
a
Secret's where
Discord
they sell
invite.
bras.
Don't you know Ariana Grande? Like she was a
Cat.
TV star before
Cat.
then. Yeah, she acted in this show.
I think you're making this up. He's gaslighting gay people.
Victorious? Is it Victorious? It's Victorious, right?
You made this up. You made this up, Nathan. Nobody knows what you're talking about.
It's Victorious, American
Nobody knows what you're
sitcom
talking about. Cat
with
Valentine
Victorious
doesn't exist. Jade
with Victoria Justice as the lead,
No, no, no,
and
no,
then
no.
the person who is in the meme is Elizabeth Gillies. Wait, no. Which one is is Daniela Monte?
Listen, Tori Vegas is not real. Cat Valentine is fake.
Yeah,
Beck,
but the
not real.
meme is from that.
No, that show isn't real.
Chicago.
That's never happened, and you're making that up.
I type in Chicago and then the meme comes up, so I think I'm right.
No, you're not. You literally put that there.
I uploaded it 5 years ago so that I could prove the point.
Yeah.
Time traveling sneaky man.
Plus, if you click on the video on the side, it says "Watch on YouTube, Victorious." So I created an entire show as well.
I'm just laughing because in the midst of the Discord stuff, Kat accidentally sent me an invite link to Aang's Discord, which I have not touched in so long.
I did what?
You accidentally sent me an invite link to Sean's Discord.
How long
And
have you been
Oricraft.
using Discord? Can I ask you this? How long have you used Discord for? Because it's like every other time that
She's
you
an
use
old grandma.
Discord, I swear it's like you're using it for the first time. I swear it's every other time. Like half the time it's just like, oh, she has it perfectly fine, and then the other half the time it's just like, how do buttons work? Is it like a button on your shirt? Why don't I use a zipper instead? Just no.
Anyway, last we left off in Dungeons and Dragons. Who wants to give the recap?
Ray should. Ray hasn't done it ever.
Ray's been
Mama
volunteering.
Swizzle, Mama Swizzle, Mama Swizzle.
Perfect. I mean, that
Yes,
was what I
there
was
we go.
hoping for.
I would
that
pay
was what I was
money
hoping
to hear Ray like try to use Mama Swizzles to give an actual coherent narrative.
I mean, QZ would understand.
We're not going to see an
Wait,
interpretive Mama Swizzle dance.
Ray, if you do it, then EJ has to translate because of the new item.
You're right.
So you got him to do it anyway.
I cry. It's not actually a new item. You've had it since like session 5.
No, it's pretty new.
New in the sense that people finally paid attention to it, but yes.
That's in Session 5? How didn't it come up before?
It did, just nobody paid attention to it. 2 people failed the intelligence checks to understand what it was saying, and yeah, nobody really cared.
I mean, I cared, but every single time in my whole history of checking, like it didn't work. So I just decided to not.
Yeah, it just kind of
wasn't
like
that
it's
hard. I
just
think
background noise.
I think it was like a DC 15 check, and everyone consistently rolled below it, other than Carmen eventually and Mama Swizzle. It was
Oh yeah, right.
unfortunate.
Carmen was able to, and then disappeared.
Yeah. Anyway, so last we left off, our party had left Colville's Ash in ruins as they trekked across the landscape in the direction of the rest of civilization, trying to get back to Westwood, where they had left
The wood is west.
giant rift in the middle of the town. And on their way, they began to pass by a large bog and saw in the distance some smoke rising as they felt some big old bumps in the ground. So they decided to investigate the smoke first and then the big old bumps. As they crested over the top of the hill, they saw a temporary camp of dwarves who were preparing some kind of like. I guess she didn't want to hear the recap. Preparing some kind of mechanical.
She just wanted Mama Swizzle to say it.
weapons of war to attack something, and off in the swamp you saw the upper half, basically, from a distance of this gigantic steel automaton, or bronze, or whatever metal it's made of. A little bit overgrown, but a large dwarven centurion, more or less, as tall as the statue, or the Eiffel Tower. No. Empire State Building. Sorry, just so many different measurements got thrown out there. Anyway, big old
I mean, they're the same
colossus,
size, right?
and the
So
dwarves.
The
dwarves-
Skyrim.
Sure. So they crested the hill, saw the giant dwarven centurion, overgrown with wildlife, having apparently not been used in quite some time, which had now apparently been reanimated to begin moving around and doing stuff. And the dwarves were preparing weapons of war, ballistas, giant crossbows, such things, to try to take it down. They went to introduce themselves to the dwarves and found out that apparently some creatures from the Underdark had begun worshipping the large construct as a god, and therefore, well, because of their strange abilities to more or less grant more power to the things they believe in.
Right.
Because the power of gods in D&D is more or less based on how many people are worshiping and following them. So these creatures have a even stronger sense of being able to do that, and they basically let the construct get out of control by putting their faith in it, and now it has a mind of its own, and it's going to cause some problems. So the dwarves are trying to find a way to stop it, looking at some old blueprints that they found, and you guys have offered to help, believe, if I remember correctly, and
Yeah.
you're also getting
we're gonna
Rusty the helmet reforged. So last we left off, I think you guys were talking about a plan, possibly. Not
Me and
quite
Mama
sure.
Swizzle devised a plan.
Oh, a secret
um,
plan that I forgot. I don't know that.
Great,
Yes.
great. Also,
Yeah.
EJ, out of curiosity, is this one of those stories where if we went to the giants first, we would have had the giants on our side instead of the dwarves?
It's not giants. Kuatoa is what you were told.
Oh,
Creatures
okay.
from the Underdark are the ones that are
Okay.
worshipping the thing. You'll just have to find out.
No, it was.
There was giants.
Okay,
Oh no, there.
so
You were
we-
talking about
No,
Mama
no.
Swizzle suggesting
I'm
striking
right.
with
I'm right that it was a
lightning.
story that we could have.
So-
You could have gone either way. Yes.
So,
Yeah.
so we are going to make our way over to the thing.
Yeah, one other thing to remind you guys about, because I forgot about it until just now. Mama Swizzle was suggesting something about striking with lightning, and that spurred the dwarf's memory about a storm giant that lives not too far away, just in the center of the lake that you guys are near, on an island
Very,
there.
very
He
frightening.
guards a entrance to the Underdark, but if you can get the storm giant to help you, maybe he could strike the thing with lightning, because you were suspecting maybe lightning would help disable it better. I don't know if
Yeah,
that's
but-
accurate or not.
Okay, listen. We are going over to this thing first.
Sure, if that's what you guys want to
Very demanding.
do.
We are actively walking. Me and Mama Swizzle
Already?
are walking there right now.
Are you
If
going
QZ
alone?
wants to come with us,
I'm
Oh.
with her.
And to think Qzeth was the leader. Yeah, of course I'll follow.
QZ is like, what the heck? I thought I was the leader.
Did you leave Rusty to be reforged while you were away, or did you watch him get reforged first, or what?
We can wait for Rusty to be reforged. I don't think that we should leave until then.
We're not
Of,
going to
of
leave
course, it
until
was
it's
Mama
morning.
Swizzle. I think that's Mama Swizzle's decision because we left it mostly up to Mama Swizzle on getting
think-
Rusty reforged.
I think we're not going to leave till morning.
Okay,
My morning or your morning?
sure.
Huh?
Just to speed things along,
What
we'll
does
just
that
say
mean?
that the dwarves are rather hospitable,
What if
and
we have
they
different mornings?
they
Why would
offer
we have different
you.
mornings?
their
We're
storage.
in the same time zone.
No, you're not in the same time zone.
Yes, we are.
In the game.
Oh, in game. I'm so confused. What?
Our mornings are still the same if we're next to each other.
Yes.
But one person's morning could be 10 o'clock in the morning, while
Fact.
another's could be at
No.
4 o'clock in the morning.
Okay,
Like
then
some people eat breakfast at like 11.
it doesn't matter.
hurts.
Breakfast has nothing to do with
hurts.
morning.
According to my grandfather, it does.
Oh my lord.
No, because I eat breakfast. Breakfast is whenever you break your fast. That's what breakfast literally means.
I'm peeling my
Oh,
skin
but my
off.
grandfather
Oh, so
says
then lunch is
the very
breakfast?
first
Oh,
meal
my-
you wake up to.
Is your
And he wakes
grandfather
up
alive?
at 4 4 p.m.
Is dinner breakfast?
If
It
you
can be
break your
sometimes.
fast, then
Whenever you're not eating and then you start to eat, that's breaking a fast.
yeah, that's
So
called.
every
So
meal is
everything is
breakfast.
breakfast.
Yeah, but
Every meal is breakfast.
Wait, that's why McDonald's changed to breakfast anytime. Okay, there we
yeah,
go.
but it's not
I think we're
breakfast
solved.
anytime. They changed back.
Oh,
from Plum
that's just
Street.
inconsistent.
They did. They changed back like last year, and I've been sad ever since because I want my hash browns halfway through the day.
Halfway through the day.
You can buy hash browns, you know.
No, they don't sell them in midday.
No. You can buy frozen hash browns, like the exact same brand, basically, that McDonald's
Yeah, but they
does.
don't taste as good because
You
I
have
don't
an
have
air
a
fryer.
fryer.
You
I
an
don't have
air
a fryer. My
You
air
have an
fryer's
air fryer.
broken. It broke
know?
like 2 to 4 months ago. I told you
Were you
this.
throwing it? I didn't remember.
No, it just doesn't work. Why do you have a lizard on your window?
He's there. I can't get him
He's
to
just
leave.
chilling.
He's having a good time.
Aww.
Leave him alone.
Give him
Anyway.
a kiss.
This is gonna prevent me.
Why did you clean the glass first? Why did you clean the glass first?
Because
Now
I
you-
mean, I
don't
do
know
the
when the
same
last
thing.
time that glass was cleaned.
but you have to clean the glass again now.
Nah.
Because your lip mark's
You've
on
left a
it.
mark.
I
You left
haven't
the mark
actually
now.
touched my lips to it. The mic prevented me. Lizard lives
Move
for
the
now.
mic.
Anyway, to make things quicker for the the story, the dwarves are happy to let you stay just since they've got a temporary
I would
sleeping
hope so. We're gonna
arrangements.
do
They
work
give
for
you
them.
a spot in the storage tent for all their like mechanisms and stuff, their raw materials, and they let you set up camp in there for the night. Meanwhile, I guess Mama Swizzle, as they're setting up the camp, you watch as one of the dwarves takes Rusty, the pancake of rusted metal at this point, and delicately places him into the forge, and then begins pumping on a huge bellows to heat up the coals and make the fire purr to life once again. And
Purr.
you hear Rusty begin to cry out in more or less pain, just like, "Ah, it feels so weird!" And then he goes
Realized
quiet.
he's gonna
Instead of
remember
making
all this.
the noises, the rhythmic flapping and crunching and thunking that he was making before, he kind of goes quiet for a bit, and you don't hear anything as he's slowly melting down.
Canonically, liquids can't speak. That's basically what EJ's saying.
It is canon. No liquid can speak. Yes.
No,
That's
liquids-
all.
I'm gonna regret
liquid-
saying
liquids
that.
can't speak.
We're gonna be like, technically, I'm made of 70% water, so
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and the water isn't talking. The water isn't the thing that's talking now.
how do you? What? My mouth
It's the
isn't moving.
solid
How are
bits
you
that are
hearing me?
talking.
It's the water.
It's the solid bits that are talking.
Yeah, but whenever you are talking, air is moving out of you, and air contains water.
Yeah, but the air that is the talking.
Oh my
is
gosh,
just
are
the
we
one that
really
isn't water.
debating this?
Yes, they are.
Also, there's a difference between liquid.
How
and
have we gotten
fluid.
this far in the campaign?
What
We
would they have
haven't.
been making him into? I
It's been like
forgot.
one in-game week, Ethan.
So EJ, this is how it works. We have a good break in between sessions, and then we come back and we goof off for that first session back. Then we have a session where we get a lot of crap done. Then we have a session where we all need to go really fast, so we end really early, and then we have like 3-session break because we can't meet, and then we come back. It's this cycle. It's this cycle.
Mm-hmm.
But it is. It has been.
Uh-huh. You're more or less correct, and I don't like
You
it.
told me it has been.
Hey, EJ, what was Rusty being forged into? I forgot.
I believe
A
you
sword.
requested him to be forged into a short sword because there wasn't
Short
enough
sword,
metal
right.
for him to be like morning glory or whatever it was. that he wanted,
EJ,
the
do you
mace or something.
remember
You
what we talked
wanted
about
to do
him?
mace type thing, this little
I remember you and
hammer
Mama
fight.
Swizzle had some secret plan that I wasn't privy
No,
to.
no. Me, EJ, me and you talked about him.
I have a message in the chat that you've sent me. I don't remember the context for it, but I like it.
Read it.
Yeah, we'll go with
Make
that.
it known to the world. Apparently, is
It was something EJ told me he was gonna do, and hopefully
Okay.
he said, "Oh, just remind me next time." And I was
Good.
like, "Okay."
well,
Good.
that's
I'm
that,
glad
this
that
is the
that's the
reminder.
origin of it, because it sounds like something I would do, but I, yeah. Anyway, so Mama Swizzle, you see slowly the crusted flakes of oxidized metal kind of like flaking off in the forge and falling to the side as the good metal still pools into the bottom of the crucible, and as it's glowing there, you begin to catch little wisps of like more or less purple smoke kind of bubbling off of it and then holding back onto it, almost as though you're seeing something most mortals can't perceive. And as you're seeing it, you're kind of gripped with a strange instinct, like an animalistic urge, like hunger, but not quite. And you kind of want to plunge your stone hand into the mixture, despite the danger of the hot metal. You kind of just want to.
Oh, it would be pretty cool. It would
Dunk
be
your
pretty cool
hand.
if Mama Swizzle became one with Rusty. Wouldn't
But
that?
you do get the feeling if you did something like that, it would probably kill Rusty. But that's your thought as you're
That's
watching
spoilers.
the crucible glow to a red hot temperature and then be grabbed with heavy tongs and lifted from the fire and brought right underneath your nose. Do you choose to do anything as the dwarf is?
I'm tempted to do one of those rolls, whether I do it or not.
Did we? Was it just Mama Swizzle and the dwarf there? I don't think that. I'm pretty sure I remember saying that Kuzith wasn't joining.
Well, I did say that you and Ananias were setting up your camp while this was happening, but
Right,
if you want to
okay,
be there,
so
that's
we're
fine.
away, we're away.
It really doesn't matter. It's up to you if you want to be
Okay.
there or not.
I guess this is towards the end of the practice of the forging, right? This is towards the end of the reforge.
I mean, it's very early in the process. He's just heated it up, bringing over the crucible. He's gonna.
Yeah, I'll say that I'm away. I was gonna
Okay.
say like if the roll goes bad, then maybe Kuzith would be there to stop Mama Swizzle.
Can I use Arcane to see if I know what that purple wisp was?
Arcana? Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
All right.
So you
Dirty
are con.
20.
You got a 29?
No, dirty 20.
Oh, yeah. Ba-
I wouldn't be surprised with Ray's scuffed rolls.
yeah. Based on your knowledge of the current situation, both like your knowledge of magic and also how Rusty's talked about how he had his soul when he was once an elven king and then his soul was forged to the metal, you're guessing that what you're witnessing is basically a soul that's forged with the molten metal, and in this state they're a little vulnerable, potentially easier to separate, and yeah, you estimate that you're looking at something or able to witness it that others might not be able to see, is the vibe you get.
Okay, so would you say Mama Swizzle's slowly being corrupted by that, by the one who's petrifying her?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna do a roll to see if I actually dig my finger in there. Then
Do you want to do a
anything
saving throw?
higher? What?
Do you want to do an actual saving throw? Like,
Yeah, let's do a
Ooh,
saving throw.
okay.
You come
Yeah.
up with a number and I'll roll.
let's do it as a wisdom saving throw. DC. It's not
Keep
too
it secret,
difficult
keep
yet
it secret, keep it
because
secret,
yeah,
keep it
your curse has not taken that much hold yet, but the dragon soul did increase it by a fair amount. So
Alright.
yeah, I'll keep the number secret.
Wisdom saving
But
throw.
keep in
Oh
mind
gosh.
it's not too difficult at this point.
Fucking hell?
Did you get a nat one
Surely-
or something?
surely-
I got a nat one.
Oh my!
I got a fucking nat one.
We finally gave Mama Swizzle a way to speak.
Damn it.
Okay.
Well, I see it just go under my nose, and I just can't hold back. I dig my stone fingers into the molten.
Oh boy, what's your HP at right now? You took a full rest, right?
28.
Okay, well, interesting. This changes things. Okay, let me check something real quick. Okay. Okay, first off, Mama Swizzle, roll me 2d8.
2d8s, alright. Gotta figure out which my d8 is.
It's the one that has only 8 numbers on
Well,
it.
thank you. That's helpful. I appreciate that. Okay. 1, 4.
Okay, so you take 5 points of fire damage as you plunge
Lit.
your fist into the crucible before the slag has even been removed, and it's just kind of a horrible mess of molten good metal, corruptions and impurities, the soul, the crucible, the tongs, and it just kind of like falls to the ground in a giant splatter of like little flecks of metal and lands on the forest floor, which has not yet been cleared of like all the dry grass and everything. So just a little fire erupts as you just cause a huge mess. You basically got a handful of the metal, which now like flows between your fingers between the cracks of your stone hand, and everything just kind of falls in a big pile. And the dwarf goes, "Oi, what you doing there?" I can't do Scottish accents. I'm sorry. Just deal with it.
That's okay.
And you just cause a huge fire on the ground. Roll me a separate.
There's a kitty.
Cute.
Apparently, I had your camera set to be
That's so
off, so
cute.
you turned on your camera and then it has the X on it, so I don't see Nova yet.
Roll you a separate one.
I'm trying to figure out which. I guess it would be another wisdom roll, and it would be
Okay.
contesting Rusty to actually like do this. The first one was just, you know, whether or not you tried to do this. Now we're seeing whether or not you kill Rusty.
Oh no. Okay, what am I rolling for? What's the saving throw?
Just wisdom. It's not a saving throw. It's just straight wisdom.
Oh, straight wisdom?
Mhm.
Okay. My straight.
Nova would be glaring.
They look happy. Or they did a second ago.
11.
Wait, do they not look happy?
Ooh, let me look at
It
Rusty's
was just a
addition.
solid. I have her shrunk down to the corner of the
what's-
screen.
Can you
what's your
screenshot it so I
modifier?
can see? She kind of looks like Salem from
Or
Sabrina the
are you
Teenage
talking
Witch.
about the big number?
I'm talking about your
The addition is +4.
That's like a whole number.
Okay, well, in that case, with one, interesting. That changes a lot of things, actually, surprisingly.
Oh gosh. What did I just do? Someone stop me!
Just a bit of a time paradox. It's okay.
done
Those have happened before. Knock will be here in a little bit. Anyway, so you, as
With the
you're
ball.
basically clutching this molten
But not
glob of
just the
metal in your
men.
hand and feeling it burn into your
Women,
stone flesh,
the children too.
the metal kind of flows in between the cracks of your fingers, and you see the last wisp of the purple smoke just kind of fall between the cracks and be snuffed out. And
Now we know what souls look like.
now you've got some like cracky metal looking stuff between the cracks of your fingers, which looks super rad, but is still hurting you.
Does Mama
actively
Swizzle
for
have a
the moment as it
stronger
cools.
punch now?
Very slightly.
Yay! Built-in
But at what
brass
cost?
knuckles is basically what I'm hearing.
I mean, yeah, she's got metal and stone. She does not feel any pain as she punches things at this point. But yeah, Mama Swizzle, you just hear one final "Ah!" and that's it. So the final flecks of metal kind of scatter across the floor, light the ground on fire, and yeah. Now what
Wow.
do you want to do? The dwarf
Um,
quickly begins stomping it out, like, what do you think you're doing? This is very delicate magics.
I just stare at it blankly, and then I snap to, shaking my head, and I start trying to stomp out the fire too.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Very anti-fire.
we've got so little metal left at this point after all that. There's gonna be so much slag removed. We're lucky to get a dagger at this point instead of a short sword. Are you alright with that?
Mama Swizzle makes a gesture with her hands to indicate a ring.
A ring?
Ooh.
Interesting.
So-
Okay.
Oh, no, I'm not gonna sign that.
Yeah. He nods and goes, well, we could make a fair few rings, actually.
Yeah.
You could get the brass knuckles.
I make the symbol for 4 with my hand.
4 rings?
Yeah.
Nice. The dwarf gives you a thumbs up and just like, well, let's hope you didn't mess with your magic. The whatever soul thing. I don't know how this works very well.
Poor soul
Forbidden
split
magic.
into like a bazillion pieces. I hope he has found his piece.
Sauron. So we're gonna have like the Sauron ring.
Is this
Yeah,
gonna
I
be like
guess.
a freaking part of his Horcrux? I'm so worried. This is so
It's
Souls
it's
get
gonna
splintered.
it's gonna be like in Red versus Blue where you divided the personality. You have like the one personality
my
that's
gosh.
in one ring. You have one personality that's in the other ring. So
No.
it's like a split personality thing. So
Ray's
it's like
just gonna be hearing like
um,
constant chatter, and he's like, "Shut up!"
it's DID. It's DID. But like in
DID
real-
in D&D?
So DID in D&D. And like each ring is like a protector of like the main host. There we
Yeah,
go.
We can
It's
have
perfect.
a fire,
I'm
a
giving
water,
you so much material here.
earth and air, and the heart rings, and then
I
you can
still
turn
have
into
access to the
Captain Planet.
DSM-5 as well, EJ, so I can get you that diagnosis criteria as well. So
Look at her eyes. Oh,
Oh, that is a happy cat.
she's like, oh.
So the dwarf
she's
Begins-
even happier when you sing to her as
begins
well,
the
right?
process again.
Yeah, she likes to be sung to.
He shovels all the pieces of metal into the crucible once more, throws it back in the forge, lets it burn away the grass and other junk, then scrapes off the slag from the top as he brings it out of the crucible, this time
And
keeping
then
it a
once
fair
again,
distance
Ray,
away from
you
you.
feel the urge to put your hand.
No.
And we loop.
Wasn't the
We
plan.
loop. We loop just like this D&D session
Sure.
always does.
Sure, we'll go with that. Why not? Ray, make another wisdom saving throw.
Oh, man.
You once again feel the urge. There is
Now you
significantly
only get
less.
2 rings.
There's significantly less of the purple smoke. There's maybe a third left, if anything.
Imagine how mad Rusty's gonna be after this.
if he can talk.
Well, he's
I rolled a
currently
15.
liquid, so
15,
Please
yeah,
tell me.
that's more than enough. You're fine.
Yeah, Liquid can't talk. So
liquid, yeah.
So he pours this metal into several ring casts and lets them cool. After a bit, he pops them open and hands you several very stylish brass rings with some fancy dwarven kind of engravings around the edges. And
Brass. I thought the helmet was made of iron or something.
well, it was very rusty. Couldn't tell exactly what metal it is, but
It was brass. Okay.
I think it was an alloy of some kind. So
Right.
I'm just saying, as far as the color goes, it looks brass.
Okay.
Yeah. So what you've got now is basically 4 very intricately detailed rings that do fit around your stone fingers. So yeah, you've got 4 rings now, which make your already bedazzled hand that much more shiny.
I put 2 rings on my stone fingers, and then I pocket the other 2.
Interesting. Okay. Very interesting.
Yeah, brass doesn't rust. I just looked it up, but it doesn't matter for the purpose of the story.
Okay.
Okay, so I make my way back to camp now that everything's done.
Yep, the dwarves are packing up for the night. They're leaving a couple on watch duty just to make sure that no underworld creatures or giant monsters come upon them in the night.
Other murders.
Yeah, and they make sure to put out most of their fires so that they're less noticeable from a distance. You all find yourselves in the storage tent where they keep a lot of their raw ores and materials, with a small mine beside them. Do you just want to...
Mama Swizzle hands out one ring to each of them.
Whoa. Okay. Honestly, that was a really good idea. Then.
No. But you didn't realize that's what Mama Swizzle was doing?
No, I really thought that Mama Swizzle was just gonna have like a bunch of rings to make a brass knuckle.
And the reason Mama Swizzle has 2 on them right now is to save one for Carmen.
Yes!
Yeah.
Track that on real quick.
I knew what Mama Swizzle was doing as they were doing it. But I take the ring, and what finger should I put it on? What
A
or
ring
I let you
finger.
put it on me. What finger
You're
do you
married.
put it on me?
I've been on your ring finger.
Yeah.
What a proposal.
Mama Swizzle now shows how much she likes each of us by like deciding which finger.
Okay, so on my marriage finger.
Yep. And then Pump gets the pinky.
Yeah, I saved Mama Swizzle's life on multiple occasions. I feel like I deserve a bit more than this. This low level respect.
I accept the ring, and I like put it up to my ear. I
Ooh.
say, "Is this rusty?"
Sorry, there's
Did
a
you
bug.
catch the lizard?
There's a bug flying around my room, and I want him to go away.
So you didn't catch the lizard.
I ask Mama Swizzle, "Is this rusty?"
Mama Swizzle. She nods.
Roll
Does Rusty reply? Let's
Roll
find out.
straight up perception, cat.
Okay.
Do you perceive life within this ring?
I mean, she's able to see the web or whatever that is, the magic aura. Or
Oh, Rusty must be in so much pain being
Guess
in
what I
4
did?
different
Guess
places
what I
at
rolled?
once.
Guess what I rolled?
What?
I rolled a nat 20.
Whoa!
Yeah, I haven't rolled a
You
nat
saved
20
Rusty's life
since
just
like
by
the
believing
first
in him.
session.
So here's
Really?
the thing.
You haven't rolled a nat
It was
20?
like in the first 4 weeks.
Ray's been getting most of our net 20s.
Yeah, I
That
know,
is
right?
true. That is very
And
true.
I just haven't rolled one. This die has been incredibly unlucky for me. Okay, so 20 plus perception. How do I figure out? Am I
Oh my
blind?
gosh.
Over 20. I mean, a net 20 should always work.
Depends on the DM. How does the DM want it?
Unless it's way like extreme, like unless you're fighting legends and stuff.
I looked away for just a
Okay,
second. I
it's
looked
a
back.
21.
And Cat's arm is
A
just like
complete
covered in
21.
hair.
Yeah, and +1.
20 plus 1. Okay. Yeah, you hear just a high-pitched little vibration, just like a hint of life still in this ring. And as you're focusing on it, you get the sense that it could be attuned to.
Whoa.
But it is faint. It is difficult to, you know, perceive.
Make out.
Honestly, I don't know anything about attuning in D&D.
You just gotta take a bunch of hours.
That's how it works normally. I've been very loose with that because that's boring. I've just basically done it as a roll.
What is
Okay.
attuning?
I would
Uh,
like to overnight. I would like to spend time focusing in on the sound and learning to understand it. I would like to spend my entire night like learning the ins and outs of this ring and like becoming more connected with it. Right? That's what attuning is.
Okay.
You
Would
have to have
anybody
perfect
else-
pitch though in order to do this.
Would anybody else like to examine their rings over the course of the...
I'm sure I'll do the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
she seemed
I mean-
very interested in her ring. I'll be interested in my ring.
Mhm.
I'm like
I
doing
guess,
this like
I guess I'll ask in character. Do you hear Rusty there, Ananias?
It's more like a high pitched ringing, but maybe. I bet he's here. Although, I'm gonna have to focus more in on it. I definitely hear something. It's
I'll
really
take
hard to
the ring off of my finger, like hold it in front of me, and scream into it. Rusty, are you in?
Ananias plugs their ears.
Speak to me, buddy. It's okay.
You can see the
If you see a
the
light,
feathers
don't go
on.
towards it.
Is anyone listening to the ring as he's shouting into it?
Yeah, I'm listening.
You hear a muffled, kind of distorted vibration of QZ's voice. It sounds like coming from the ring.
So it's echoing back. I was going to say that, like, in between each of these sentences, like, I take a break to listen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't hear
Do I
anything
have to
from
roll
your ring.
perceiving?
Mama Swizzle catches a drift of
You
that, and she
created-
leaves the tent and then starts trying to talk into the ring to see if the others catch on.
Well, Mama has 2 rings, so she has more.
That's true.
Mama Swizzle can talk to herself.
Just a feedback like
Just, Mama Swizzle! Mama Swizzle! Mama Swizzle! Mama Swizzle! Oh, it's a usual night for Mama Swizzle.
Is
Like
anyone
nothing.
listening to the ring as Mama Swizzle is out there?
What?
Is anyone listening to the ring as Mama Swizzle's out there?
I'm only listening to my ring.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'll be listening to my ring in between my shouts.
Very, very faintly, you will hear the sound of.
Of Mama Swizzle. Mama Swizzle.
It's like halfway
Is it
between.
translated?
It's halfway between a Mama Swizzle and some other like words that you can't make out.
So we have walkie-talkies.
No, we have eye rings. I just typed in chat. We have eye rings.
Oh no.
That is an
O-rings.
Once you attune to them, which I was gonna have be a roll, but sure, I guess we're doing it all night. Maybe the effects will change.
All right.
No, I'm spending all night.
13. I win.
You win.
What?
You don't even roll if you're just gonna like dive in, like making sure you get good with the ring. Like just take your time, man. You don't need to rush it.
Yeah, okay, so like I think QZeth would like meditate with the ring at
Gotcha.
some point. Like if it has been like of no avail just shouting at it, he's gonna like he'll get his wits after a little bit. He's just like this is stupid. I'm being irrational. I need to focus more inwards and meditate with the ring. So he'll like probably go back to his tent or wherever and like place it down in front of him and kind of like meditate to try and like connect with the ring.
So all of you, over the course of that's a big hunk of peanut butter. Just eating raw peanut butter.
What's wrong with peanut butter?
I'm just
wrong
laughing
with
because you're
peanut
eating
butter,
it
just
raw.
most
You
of us
just
don't
like
eat it raw.
got a huge like popsicle of peanut butter and you're just eating it straight. Sorry. So you all spend the night, more or less, focusing down on your rings and attuning, and you might not notice too much change as you're kind of linking with him, but eventually that high-pitched ringing noise that was evident as you're like holding it very close to your ear kind of goes away. It becomes more or less faded in with the background, and you're kind of used to it. So it seems like nothing really has happened at first glance, but it's the middle of the night. So,
Ethan?
Yeah.
May I, as a changeling, put it up to my ear and change my ear shape so there's a little nick in my
You're
ear?
gonna meld it so it's an earring.
So I put a nick in my ear, I slide the ring in, and then I let my ear form back around it.
Yeah, I'd say that's doable.
I do that. Right ear, by the way.
Okay.
Keep that in mind if anything's on my left or right side.
Now, here's the
Okay.
thing.
Okay.
I don't. Does QZ know that you're a changeling? No one knows, right?
No one knows.
So we're just gonna be like, how did you get the ring in through your ear?
And how has it healed?
Did you
didn't
cut
even, like,
him?
pierce it.
Did you cut him?
Uh.
We'll have to spend another night where QZ's just like forcing, like, how do I get it in? How do I
You don't
get
even
it
have ears. You're a goose. You just got a
I'm
little.
gonna grow ears. I don't understand how
You're gonna
ears
get it
work.
like stuck in there. Oh no.
I only need one.
So,
I'm making a nose ring.
upon the morning, does anyone try messing with the rings?
I'm still messing with it even through the night. Like, I don't sleep.
Interesting.
Just meditate
a
with
little
it.
obsessive. But... Do you, Ray? Do you attune to both rings or just one?
I'm gonna do both.
Oh.
You know, Ray, you could give the other ring to like
Light.
what's his name? Well, that's your
Well,
intention.
I'm
surely.
saving it for
But,
light. Yeah.
But like for now, what I'm saying is like you could give it to why do I always forget his name? My old
Gohan?
master. Gohan. Yeah, I could give
I
it to
forgot
Gohan.
he was there. I'm so sorry.
She doesn't really care much for Gohan.
We went on an adventure with Gohan.
Yes, but she still doesn't care much for him.
Might be helpful for right now. Just for him
Yeah,
to have it.
it's more of what I was saying. But yeah, obviously if Mama Swizzle, it probably isn't in her character to do that.
Okay. Well, the rooster crows in the distance, and the sun
Bless
is
you.
peeking over the horizon. And then you all feel a giant thump on the ground, vibrating everything around you and causing all the trays of goods to kind of like clink and fall over. And yeah, it's.
I
feels
guess
like
that's
an
morning for you.
What do you guys
Yes,
like
Cat,
to do?
that's peanut butter on your knife.
You should put peanut butter.
Don't shoot!
on
I don't have any
Nova.
jelly. Don't shoot.
You should put peanut butter on Nova.
She would have to lick it.
It'd be really funny.
I don't know where she is.
Animal abuse.
Reminds me of that
All right.
story of the
You ready
people
to go
who
to
were
the
trying
big,
discipline their cat.
thumping thing? I say to my comrades after leaving the tent.
You see Mama Swizzle still staring at the ring with bloody eyes.
I think
Mama Swizzle.
Yuzith at this point was like already like at the edge of the town, like alert to where like the thumping is, like ready to go.
It still seems to be coming
Mama
from the
Swizzle,
swamp.
I
It's
say, and I
hard to
like
tell 'cause
tap them to
everything
get
is
them out of
shaking.
their daze.
Mama Swizzle! Mama Swizzle?
What were you saying, EJ?
Oh, I was just saying for QZ's sake. He was saying he's trying to figure out where the thumping is coming from, but it's more or less just shaking everything, so it's very difficult to tell. Mama Swizzle is able to tell because
Yuzith's
of her.
honing into the universe, and he figures it out.
You're doing Mama Swizzle's druid stuff. Sure, roll me perception. I mean, more or less you would assume it's the same direction you saw the giant thing, because you didn't feel any thumps throughout the night, so it's probably where you last saw the giant thing.
Well, yeah, but that would be logical.
Okay.
So- Can't be the case.
I haven't been able
Anyway,
Fire from
perception. I got a 14.
I mean, yeah, everything's shaking. Hard to tell.
Bull crap.
If you want to walk up the hill to the same vantage point you saw the thing at from earlier, you could
But
probably
yeah, no,
just
but more of
see
what I
it.
was saying is like QZ's just kind of like at the edge of like the camp,
Yeah.
kind of like alert, ready to go, almost scouting ahead, like scouring the forest line to make sure that nothing's coming.
Gotcha.
I
Fair
pick
enough.
up Mama Swizzle.
You picked
Or
her
on
up.
the shoulder. Or
Oh.
both, depending on how big she is.
I'm probably half your size. How big are you?
I'm 6 foot something.
Oh, I'm
Currently?
definitely not that tall. I'm like 3'11".
Yeah, you're about half my size. Also, as a changeling, I can get 1 foot taller. So, as I'm carrying you, I'm just gonna get 1 foot taller and make my strides longer.
Do I notice this? Do I already know that you're a changeling?
You don't.
You know something's up with her because you have seen beneath her hood and you saw like no eyes, no nose, just a horrible toothy grin one time,
And
and you shuddered.
you're the only one who
and-
has seen that.
And now you see her with a normal face that looks similar to Carmen's, so you know something's not right, but you're not sure what. You don't know whether it's mask.
And I'm still attached to this creepy lady.
Yeah.
Well, I guess while you're carrying me, I'm still staring at the rings on my fingers.
Is
Do you
Gohan
have like
coming
one
with
on
us?
each hand?
Nope, I put them both on my stone fingers.
Yeah, Gohan was
What
with
if
you.
what if your stone hand gets cut off? You lose both the rings. You might as well have it on separate ones. So if you lose one hand, you have the other hand.
Well, if I lose one hand, I'm going to have to lose the other one to make it match, right?
I guess that's
Is
fair.
Gohan
Yeah.
coming with us?
You should give one to the Hobbit. Yes, Gohan's coming
Honestly,
with
I
you.
feel like Kuzith might encourage Gohan to just stay and rest because
Another
he's-
NPC for
he's
me
had
to
a
deal with.
very long day. Many
Sure.
days of long.
I mean, it's up to you because he's
pain.
like he's your buddy. He'll go with you anywhere. You probably wouldn't want to just sit back and do nothing as you're putting yourself in danger. But at the same time, I don't like having to keep track of another NPC.
I
that's
think
eternally with the
Kuzith's
party.
going to like
Mhm.
we can do a bit of dialogue, or we can just say Kuzith is able to convince him to stay.
Sure, whatever. For now, he's with Ananias as you guys are all kind of getting up, and
Oh, okay.
he's
So,
like I
sure,
guess coming
yeah.
out of the clearing towards you, Kuzith, to catch up and see what's going on as the dwarves are piling out of their
Mhm.
tents and preparing various weapons of war, and once
Okay.
again scrolling out their blueprints to try to figure out the best way to take this thing down.
When Kuzith like notices him coming to him, he will break his gaze from like the tree line and say, Gohan, glad you're up. I feel like you might want to sit this one out. I know that I appreciate you coming on this journey with us, but I feel like you just need some time, like a break or something. Like we've almost lost you a couple times now, Gohan. I don't think it's a good idea for you to just jump straight back out there.
Oh, you think I am the one who is in the most need? That lady over there went down like 4 or 5 times when fighting that dragon, just saying. I only went down once.
That lady fighting the dragon has gone on her own way, Gohan. Get the story straight.
Gone on her own way?
What does that mean?
Didn't everybody else like who was fighting the dragon but us four leave to do their own thing?
He's talking about me.
In terms of combat
Oh,
strategy?
that
Yeah.
late.
Yeah, I was
Okay,
talking about
okay.
Ananias.
Referring to Ananias. Okay.
I'm definitely not a lady, but yeah.
Well, he doesn't
Yeah,
know.
You're Val
that's
right
that's
now.
why.
You,
That's
you,
why-
You
that's
look
why,
like a
because-
lady.
because-
You've got a
yeah.
lady
Oh
voice.
right, I forgot I look like a lady right now.
Yeah.
I look like a buff lady.
Oh, buff
Oh,
lady.
And
And
I
a
would.
tall buff lady.
Yeah.
because I'm
No,
really
no.
tall.
Anyway, back to it. That is fair, Gohan, but and I would encourage her to do the same, but I just have a much harder time
So
convincing
you're
her
saying
than
you
you.
want you to do this on your own and leave us behind?
Yes. Well, I mean,
Little bird.
I'll have the dwarves.
Do
I'll
you
have
not
Mama
remember
Swizzle.
how a team works for doing any heist? You got to stay with your team. Trust your companions to do their part and you do yours.
I just don't know if you're right, Gohan. You're right.
If we
But-
lose faith, that's when we fall.
But Gohan,
Hmm.
we'll watch each other's backs,
Indeed.
just like before.
Always. You see him kind of look down, almost in guilt, as you say that.
hmm
Gohan used
Got
the
him.
no reversal on him.
Okay, so Kuzith failed because I was convinced otherwise.
I gotta keep doing this guy's voice. He was originally Spanish, now he's Russian, and I don't know how to go back and forth between them. I'm
That's
really
all.
bad at accents. Sorry. Eternal difficulty of mine. So, as the dwarves are
Just
once again looking
think
over there,
think Adam's Family.
Adam's
That will
Family.
keep you Spanish.
I've never watched the Adam's Family.
Ba-da-ba-bum. Ba-da-ba-bum.
Then that helps less. I'm trying to think of like other iconic
I can do
Spanish.
I can do a Russian man and I can do a Spanish man, but for some reason when I don't have like a visual like something to center my voice on to look at it, I keep
Yeah,
forgetting.
that's
and
why I was trying to
sliding
say like
mid-process.
think of Adam's Family.
Speedy
because,
Gonzalez. You must know
Okay.
Speedy Gonzalez.
I know.
Is Indigo Montoya, is he a Spaniard?
Yeah,
he is, yeah.
Just
Think
look at a
Inigo
picture of him the
Montoya.
whole time.
I've got a different one.
I look at him, picked at him the whole time.
It's just hard to
You
not
will see my
slide.
You, my word is a
Inspiration.
Spaniard. Of too many Spaniards.
Anyway, so, what would you guys like to do as you're staring off into the forest?
I'm still on Carmen.
I would like
I'm
to
walking.
stare until I.
Oh, so you're
Come
not even
to
gonna
an
plan with the
epiphany.
dwarves. You're just gonna go towards the place right now. I forgot.
I don't think we're going with the dwarves.
I thought we were going with the dwarves. Yeah.
I
I'm
mean,
walking.
Like maybe we
okay,
scout
Ananias
ahead
is,
for them.
Ananias is walking into the forest. I forgot it. And Mama Swizzle wanted to join.
Yeah, I'm on her back.
Okay.
Me and Mama Swizzle made a plan.
Okay,
We're
so
going there
so
before
so
the
out.
dwarves.
So then you two are leaving.
So where do you think?
and
they're
then
going?
and then yeah, basically Gusto.
Gusto.
uh,
Gusto.
You see, that's the problem that I have. That's what the problem that I have. I confuse Gohan and Gusto, and that's why I always just try and get the name first.
Oh my gosh.
But is Gusto
Such
a
a
goose
mess.
Aarakocra? Because he better
No,
be.
Gusto was a gnome.
Gusto
I
was his
believe.
father. He never knew him.
Gusto was a gnome, I believe. It's just
Oh, no, that was Newsto.
Nusto, yeah.
Ew, Sto.
But
Ooh.
that's what I was thinking. Just spelled with a G.
Mm.
Because the G is silent in gnome.
No, the N is silent in Gnome. Gnome.
But you just said
Gom.
Gome. Gome.
Oh, there's no place like Gom for it.
So yeah, basically, Gohan, is like, what do you think they're doing? Like, to end our conversation, Kuzith will look and be like, what? Well, I guess it's a good thing you told me that I should stop her as well. Ananias!
Where's that
No,
extra foot coming from? Her changeling powers have gotten too strong. Is that your left
Throwing
foot?
feet out of. No,
That's
that's
behind
the
me.
same side. That's the same. Same
Oh, I thought that was going behind her back and coming up her shoulder. I'm like, which leg is that? How is that even happening? I thought that was way more weird than it looked.
Yeah. So yeah, Kuzith will shout to Ananias, Ananias, what are you doing? And kind of like dart ahead a little bit to try and catch up.
Kind of
With
scared.
Ananias and Mama
My
My
Susan.
walking speed should be increased because I made myself a foot taller. And
Sure.
I'm taking.
Okay, I am still probably faster.
He is a monk. He does have like 35 movement speed.
My walking speed is 40 feet per second.
40. Wow.
Per second per turn, whatever it is, 13 seconds, right?
40
I don't
speed
remember.
instead of 30.
It's 40. Yeah.
I'm not walking. I'm speed walking.
I can also dash.
Well, feel free to dash to catch up to me.
Well, we're
Yeah,
not
basically
gonna
that's
enter
what I'm
into
saying. Like,
combat
I would
chase
try-
here. We're just.
I
you know.
tried to like get at least like halfway to you and Mama Swizzle.
I keep walking.
What's the rush, you people? Why are we going so quickly? They're not people to help.
Mama
our
Swizzle,
assault.
Mama Swizzle, what are you and Ananias doing? I'll try to appeal to Mama Swizzle instead of.
I'm
Ananias.
walking even faster now.
Mama Swizzle feels a little uncomfortable. She's hanging on tighter.
Did she say anything?
She's
Go
just
on.
yelling, Mama Swizzle!
Were you
Okay,
still looking at your
um,
rings as you said this?
No, not at this point. I'm
Oh,
trying
man.
to hang on to it. Ananias.
Okay.
Kuzith will stop for a moment and look back at Gohan. Well,
He's coming
we're
too.
watching each other's backs.
Always.
We'll have to watch theirs as well.
Well,
And
we got a good view.
we, exactly. So, Gohan and I will follow.
Alright, he'll pull out his glaive, I think he has. I always forget what
Yeah.
weapon he has when I'm not looking at the notes.
Oh, didn't he get something from the
I
dungeon?
don't think he got any magical items.
I just realized
so.
we truly did Dungeons and Dragons. Because I know before we were like, oh, we have a dragon now, but
In a
also
dungeon.
there was a dungeon before
Yeah,
it.
it was a dragon in a dungeon.
It was
That's,
a dragon.
that's why I
in a
was so
dungeon.
excited.
He did that on purpose.
Mhm.
He was
Well,
trying.
no, I remember you pointed it out, but I was like, oh yeah, finally a dragon. You know, most of the time there aren't any dragons in Dungeons and Dragons,
Mhm.
but it was also in a dungeon, and that's what I just realized.
Mhm. Yep. Yep. Good times. Although I will point out that that was a younger dragon, so full-size dragon will have to be another day when you guys are a little stronger.
We'll all be like, we've done this before.
Yeah, and then suddenly, boom! Ancient dragon wipes the floor. Yeah. Anyway, so you all begin trekking off into the distance towards the smell of the horrible swamp as the ground continues to thump, thump like Jurassic Park every once in a while, shaking the mud puddles as you get closer and closer to the miry quagmire. I'm really good at repetition. So, as the ground begins to give way beneath you, sinking into a goopy consistency that slows you down a little bit and getting kind of everywhere as you bring half the landscape with you with every footfall. The trees of the forest kind of give way into more or less occasional swamp trees, but mostly just tall grass and weeds amongst the rolling hills of the muddy landscape. And
I make sure that I don't stick my stick into the mud, and I just kind of hold it out like this because it looked really pretty, and I don't really want to mess it up.
fair enough.
And I ask Mama Swizzle to put my hood on top of my head.
I do that.
As a lazy changeling, do you let your looks go as you're
I
covered?
let my looks go.
Does the ring fall out of your ear as you do that?
No,
Oh, okay.
no, I keep that because I go back to default, and that's part of default is it being closed and close to me.
Interesting.
Typically, your ear holes are closed. Yes. In
you
default,
hear my
most
cat?
people don't
Yeah.
have ears open.
Yeah. So technically, if you're dropping all looks, I would say your default form does not have a, like, looped around portion.
But the
No.
ring's already there. It's not like the ring's gonna like fall out as.
Yeah, does that make sense? Like it's
Well-
not just it's not gonna disappear. It'll go. I'll bring it towards my like.
It's like if your ear hole once you get it pierced can't heal because you have the ring inside because you have like an earring inside of it currently.
Yeah, what I'm saying is she did not get punctured to create this. She did this via a transformation, so more or less it was kind of a, like, melding of two different parts together, but then if that releases, it releases the ring, rather than it being actually punctured through her actual
Oh, so
ear.
you're imagining it as like she like her earlobe kind of like expanded and then connected itself.
Yeah. So it's more or less
Interesting.
like she's faking it by doing
Yeah,
this
it's kind of like
transformation.
her ear is just kind of like holding on to
Yeah,
it. It's just
but
like
she-
little muscles of it are just kind of like boop,
Yeah.
pinching it together.
Okay,
But she does not have full control of every cell.
I'm gonna do this in a way which makes me keep it there.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna like
just the ears
keep it-
transformed then or something, while the rest of it.
keep it.
Yeah. Sure.
Just like a different species ear, but then everything else is the same.
Yeah, just a
Everything else to default.
changeling
Just
face.
different species ear.
Yep.
I would probably have like a flat like no ear, like just a hole there, and have it punctured like next to the hole, if that makes sense.
Sure. Okay. Well, yes. The puddles
How
of.
close are me and Mama Swizzle?
She's on your back, isn't she?
How close are we to the thing?
Well, as you
20.
begin walking across the landscape, it slows you down a bit, but you slowly begin to see the top of the head of this giant colossus as it kind of slowly kind of thuds across the landscape ahead of you. It seems to be traveling away from you and to the side, and it slowly gets out of view because it seems to be traveling a lot faster than you guys.
Mama Swizzle, do you have the juice?
The juice?
Mama Swizzle.
That's a yes.
What?
Okay,
Creative
good to know.
juice.
Me and Mama Swizzle,
What is
I
this
keep on
plan?
walking forward.
I'm so scared. Okay.
Mama Swizzle takes the bottle out of her
Swizzle juice.
knapsack.
I nod and I clutch mine close to me.
Wait, what bottle did you say, Mama Swizzle?
It's a little bottle with juice in it.
Oh boy, what the heck is going on?
Ethan, this is nothing.
I
this
think
is
I know
nothing
what
that
you're
you have not
doing.
allowed in the past. Okay?
I know. I think I know what you're doing, and I'm a little scared, and I'm hoping. I'm hoping that you don't think it's more effective than it is.
We'll find out.
We're
Yeah.
gonna find out for sure.
Oh boy, is this
Much
gonna be a
concern.
kaiju battle? So yeah, you keep going. Are you going towards where it's going, or are you going towards where it came from?
We're going towards the area where it's
Come
going.
from Cotton Eye Joe.
Where it's going. Okay. Yeah, it fades out of your view. Like you get closer
But-
to it, and then you see it getting farther
I'm
away
also
from you.
trying to get out of the marshy bit. So if I can get out of like the squishy bit, I'd like to.
Based on the current landscape, you've walked far enough into the swamp where there's just swamp on all sides. So even
Mm.
changing course, you still just see swamp around you at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, the puddles are getting a lot bigger and wetter, and
What about that ability I had that you said I could share with her whenever I'm riding on her?
oh,
Um,
the quick moving through wildlife. I
Yeah.
think that wasn't that only related to plants, or is it also related to
I'm
just
trying to
terrain
find it
in
right.
general?
It's related to whatever we want it to relate to.
Landstride, moving through non-magical difficult terrain costs you no extra movement.
Okay, that would include mud. So yeah, you guys begin to pull ahead from Gohan.
Put peanut butter on Nova.
Oh, look
Should
at
I?
her. She's just looking up at you lovingly. Now
She
you're gonna
wants
douse her in
peanut
peanut butter.
She wants peanut butter.
I don't know if she likes peanut butter. Can cats have
She
peanut
does
butter?
like.
I
think so.
So.
I can look it up for you before you do if you want.
Yeah, just check real quick.
Cats. Nope, that's cars.
Can
The
my
letters
car
are
have
right
peanut
beside
butter?
each other. Peanut butter.
Yes, simply put, can eat peanut butter. However, the
Should
exact
avoid
and
giving your feline friends
answer,
peanut butter.
can cats eat peanut butter question is more complicated. Is
You
it
should
safe?
avoid it or don't.
Although cats may love the taste of the salty and sweet spread, cat parents should avoid. So I don't think like it's harmful. I think it's more like it's just gonna make them fat.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Well, she
that's what
might
I'm
It
reading
provides
on
no
it.
nutritional value. More importantly, certain ingredients like fat and artificial sweeteners can be okay. So
Well, I
maybe
just
there are
tried to give
artificial
it to her.
sweeteners in it.
I tried to give it to her and she didn't take it. She didn't
Hmm.
like it.
Interesting.
It doesn't add any nutrition.
You know what she likes? She likes yogurt.
Interesting.
That's fine for her.
Yeah.
So, it'll take quite a bit of travel for you guys to get to where it's going, more or less. After approximately an hour of travel, the thumps are getting slowly less substantial.
They're getting less thumpy.
But before they like fade out entirely, they just stop. So
That means it
There's-
stopped.
there's a distinct point at which, like after a minute or so, you don't hear a thump, and you're like, "Huh,
No longer thumpy.
yes."
We've reached the eye of the thump.
So, do you guys just keep traveling as you
Yeah,
go
we're
across
gonna
the
we're gonna make it there.
Okay, and Mama Swizzle and Ananias, are you just haphazardly leaving behind Gohan and QZ farther and farther as you go?
I'd like to imagine that we keep at the same pace.
You wouldn't be able to. You don't have lane stride like I
You
do.
you would have to be dashing basically the whole time, which would be pretty exhausting.
Yeah.
Because they're basically getting bonus magical
And I learned to
assistance that
fly
well, you could have looked into that at multiple points in
before
the
I damaged
past,
my wing.
but
Yeah.
well,
So
no.
I'm blaming Gohan for this.
Yeah, he sees a little sheepish. Yeah, his gigantic foot just kind of plunges into a giant puddle and gets stuck, and he's just like he trips and falls basically flat face first on a bunch of bushes as as he gets
Okay.
stuck for a second and has to
I'll
wrench
help
himself
him
back
up
up.
and shout to Ananias and Mama Swizzle again. Why are you leaving us behind? We're trying to help with whatever it is you're doing. It doesn't matter the plan. We've gone this far together. Just we're supposed to be a party.
I was saying the same thing.
Anyone care to
Comrades,
respond?
acquaintances at least.
I assume by this point we're out of earshot.
If you want to ignore him, you
I
can.
feel like this
He
would be
wouldn't-
like
he wouldn't yell
immediately
unless-
I feel like I
unless-
would have done this like immediately once you all started like moving faster than us.
Yeah, no. In the beginning, we ignored you. We were just like booking it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I understand that. But like what like even once you started like moving faster than us, does Mama Swizzle stop at all?
Mama Swizzle's on her shoulder.
On my shoulders.
Yeah, but does Mama Swizzle like indicate to stop at all?
I guess Mama Swizzle's just too focused on the task ahead. She doesn't realize you're talking
Doesn't
to her.
even hear. Okay.
And Mama Swizzle's also listening through this. So if you say it into there,
She stopped looking at the ring, I thought you said.
Yeah, I stopped as soon as she started picking up speed because I didn't want to fall off.
oh right, I forgot. I'm going like this. Woo!
Okay, well, as Mama Swizzle and Ananias pull away farther and farther, ignoring all the cries of Ananias and Gohan, or of Qzith and Gohan,
Yeah.
the grass kind of like parts between you guys, the puddles of mud just kind of bubbling and ooze kind of harden and like solidify as you step, just making it easy breezy for you guys to just step on through without any issue, as Mama Swizzle's kind of pulling her command of nature and kind of wiggling her little feathers here and there to make things a nice and easy path through the nature.
It's like you see one little feather on top of my head acting like a radar while the magic's happening.
Beep, 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 beep. Meanwhile, Qzith and Gohan are just having a horrible time as they continue walking and trying to follow the same straight line. The grass just kind of comes together and the mud cracks back apart and just goes from a hardened like surface to walk on back into a
Neither of
bubbling
us
pile.
have like swords or anything to like cut through the grass as well.
No, it's just a
My
huge
javelin's
disaster.
a little bit tough to maneuver with that.
Yeah. Could you roll me dexterity,
Yeah.
Qzith?
Let me see here. Plus dex. And this is just normal dexterity.
Yeah.
Okay. Unfortunately, your camera's in the way of me seeing it. Okay, +4. That's 18 actually, so pretty good.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. And Gohan nat 20. So you
Oh,
guys
nice.
see more or less a pit of what seems like it could be tar or something, just like of a smoking hot pile of ooze in your path. And rather than trying to go around it, Gohan just decides, you know what? And he just kind of takes a few steps back and just charges and jumps over the whole thing. And you, being a monk, you just easily, hop on a couple patches of grass through the like little clumps, jumping your way across easily as well without being slowed down any major amount. And you continue on towards the destination that Ananias and and Mama Swizzle have left you in search of. After a little bit of travel, once again, Gohan's foot sinks into like a huge puddle, and this time he struggles to get it loose. He doesn't seem to be able to pull his foot loose despite his gargantuan Goliath strength.
Loose.
And
Loose.
Cut loose. Kick off your Sunday shoes.
you might have to. And he quickly begins to try pulling his other foot, but it seems that he is beginning to sink. He's in the middle of more or less one of the bigger puddles that's maybe 10 feet in diameter, and it looks like it might be some kind of quicksand.
Yeah.
You're not caught in it right
QZ
now, QZ, so what would you like to do?
QZ immediately queuing into this. We'll say, Gohan, stay calm. I'm here. Take this end of the javelin. So I'll like hand him the handle side. I'll be holding like closer to the blade side.
He nods and quickly like leans over to grab it.
All right. I'm gonna pull you. And I guess work with me as best you can.
Alright.
And I don't know, strength, do you think?
Yeah, go ahead and roll strength because you're just pulling.
Can I roll finesse?
Finesse? What exactly is that?
It's an old stat.
Well, I don't know it. Unfortunately, I haven't played other older versions of D&D.
That's okay. Okay. 15.
Okay, he got a 9 just on raw strength. So you guys are pulling, just trying to like brute force him loose, and unfortunately his leg is not moving. You just hear like a sounds that are probably getting cut off by Discord, but just the mud kind of bubbling and suction as it's like just pulling back as hard as he's pulling away. It seems that strength is not the answer to this problem. I'm sorry,
Alright.
Birdling, I'm not as light on my feet as you are.
No, it's not your fault. It's this
It's all the burritos
My-
I ate.
this I think I've used up all my rope at this point. I didn't mark it as gone, but like I feel like at this point I've used up all my rope.
Last I remember, you used it to save Mama Swizzle from the bridge. I don't remember
Yeah.
you using it after that, but I don't think you actually, like, disposed
I
of
never
it.
explicitly said that I took it back though, but I guess
Why wouldn't you?
logically
Yeah,
I would have.
I think you still have it.
Okay. So I'll hand him my rope instead, and I'll say, "Here, hang on to this.
Will do. much
Gonna
else I
need
can
some
do."
more leverage here. Maybe tie it around your waist or something."
Okay. I will be the prettiest little donkey. He ties it.
And I'll like take the other end and I'll throw it over top of a tree branch.
Mhm.
And then I'll start pulling on that using the leverage.
Sure, yeah. Roll me strength again.
No advantage.
At least Gohan rolled better this time. Well, you got a nat 1? It's an
3
old
total.
It's an old dead tree. The branch just immediately snaps loose, showering you in splinters, and the rope falls back
Well-
into the puddle.
Well, that was a clear bad choice. Let's try that again. Different tree this time.
Sure. What could
That's so
possibly go
good.
wrong?
7.
You got a 13. Yeah, it seems he's really having trouble, and at this point, since he's been standing more or less straight up the whole time, he's just sinking lower and lower. It's down now almost to like his lower torso.
Oh, Gohan, what's it feel like there? Is it
Oh,
like magic?
it's
Or
like
do
an
you think this
exfoliating mud bath, but stuck.
But
mostly mud? It doesn't feel magical.
Now you're making me second guess, but I don't think it's magic. I think it's just
I
mud.
think you're just gonna have to float, Gohan.
I can do that. But how do I get my legs free?
Well,
I would not like to cut them off.
I think once you kind of like lean back and just kind of like expand like you're floating on water, Your legs should rise to the surface, and I'll drag you in at that point.
Okay, I'll try that. And he just kind of like tries to lean back, but at this point he's so far in, he really can't do that much. This is the best he can do. Am
And
I doing
I'll
it
just
right?
I'll just start like trying to pull him just normally with the rope.
Hmm. You do manage at this point to kind of like, since he's leaning back and you're like pulling with that, you're kind
leverage.
of causing him to level out and float on the watery mud more or less, which is working a lot better. He begins to kind of grab onto the rope and help you pull, but it doesn't really help that much because more or less you're the only
Yeah,
source
no.
of pulling against the
Exactly,
ground, and
yeah,
he's
it's
just pulling you
it's just
into the
not
pit
how it
with
would
him.
work. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
so-
just, it doesn't do much.
Yeah, he's just making it harder for
Come
you
on,
at this
quit
point.
it! Quit it! Come on!
Okay, sorry, I'll relax. He
Shut
just
up.
leans back and lets you do it. Could you roll me perception as you're going?
Perception. All right, +4. That's a 7 as well.
Okay. So yeah, you keep pulling him loose and yeah,
Okay.
having a good time. After a few minutes of intense exercise, you and Gohan both manage to free yourselves from this pit and get him back to shore. This time he decides to take a longer path around the puddle rather than trying to traipse right through it. And
We know the secrets of the fire swamp. We can live there for as long
I
as
knew
we wish.
you were gonna quote that.
great. What about the ROUSs?
Drones of unusual size? I don't think they exist.
And at this moment, you get tackled from behind by a slimy little creature.
So,
A rodent?
No. I'm
It's
kidding.
so great though. It's so great though that like just to rave at how good of a movie it is. Like he
That's my
saw
favorite
it. He
movie.
knew it existed, but just to keep her calm, he
Yeah.
lied about it.
Hmm.
A real gentleman. Liar.
Well, no, it's just good.
A real gentleman
Couldn't-
will gaslight his
like-
woman. Sorry.
It's a life or death situation. It's
Mm.
what you're supposed to do in those.
You're supposed to lie to your woman if she's gonna die?
Yeah. Because
Are you
it
gonna
makes
lie
less
to
like-
me? If we're in a
if you're
situation like
going
that?
to die, if you are going to die, yeah, I'd lie to you about if you're going to die
But-
or not.
But listen, Nathan, if this ever happens and I'm like, I'm scared, you're gonna be like, no, don't be scared. Now I'm never gonna
Because
trust
everything's
you.
gonna be fine. But everything is gonna be fine.
No, but I'm never gonna trust you now because I know whenever you're saying that.
I guess it's a good thing that we won't be in this situation, isn't it?
Yeah, but now I know you're gonna do it for any situation in which I'm gonna die.
Nah, you're fine.
Hey, Kat, you're not gonna die
You're
right now.
It's true.
Oh no! Don't you guys!
It's true.
You're making me
No,
nervous.
no. But here's the actual reasoning for it.
I
Psychologically,
didn't say I would lie to you.
here's the actual reason for it. If you-
Psychologically, you're less
if you
likely.
believe that you are going to die, you are more likely to die. If
Yeah.
you do not believe, then you are actually more likely to survive. So it's actually better to lie to the person in that case. So in like life or death situations, where it's just like, are we gonna make it out of this? You say yes because it makes it so that you're more likely to.
Of course,
Yeah.
that particular situation where he was saying I don't think that the ROUSs exist, whether he was lying or whether he was telling the truth, that's the actual threat that could kill them. So to say, oh yeah, we don't need to worry about that as a threat, that's kind of stupid. So that doesn't
It's-
necessarily help.
It's to ease her because she was worried about not continuing on at all.
Hmm, interesting.
She was like, we might as well just die here, is what she had said.
Yeah, sorry.
Why do we even go on? So it's like we have to pressuring her to go on. She's like, that's not a problem at all. We've already solved everything.
Okay.
Anyone?
Yeah. Anyway, so as you guys are kind of righting yourselves and turning yourselves back towards the right path, you stop seeing the pointy little spear of some short creature in front of you.
Oh, no.
And
I'm
with
sorry,
that, we'll move on
no.
to the other group. Not quite an ROUS, but there's something that has snuck up behind you in the swamp as you guys have been delayed.
Yeah.
Ananias and Mama
Still a
Swizzle,
little bit exhausted.
after
Oh,
you know,
okay.
maybe another hour or so of travel, even beyond having completely left behind your companions. Actually, no, more like 2 hours, maybe even 3. You still have not felt any heavy thumps yet. But you do, once again, you've seen the helmet of the Centurion on the horizon slowly getting lower on the horizons until you see the whole head, then you see the shoulders, then you see the elbows, and now you're getting close enough to the point where you can see the knees.
What's
So-
around it?
You can't see the actual ground that it stands on yet. You can only see up to its knees, but you might be able to see treetops in that area, just a couple. It's more or less still swamp in that region. But as you're getting closer, you do smell water as well, mixed in with the swamp. So it's like perhaps some larger body of water, that kind of smell. Not necessarily salty, but you know, like the sea, the lake breeze type smell, if you know what that is. Yeah, and you see several birds kind of flying overhead of various types. What would
Cool.
you guys like to do? Anything
We'd like
differently?
to continue forward. I'm gonna put Mama Swizzle inside my hood if Mama Swizzle's okay with that. We're
Sure.
gonna go incognito mode. We're gonna be very sneaky. I would
Oh,
like
Everybody
to
knows
activate
what you do
stealth
on
mode.
incognito mode.
Stealth mode, nice. Yeah, currently the giant creature is facing away from you, and has his enormous back to you. In his hand, he holds what looks like a gigantic, very big bucket by the handle, and he's also got his large spear in the other hand. And he just seems to be sitting there for a moment, watching.
Sitting?
Well, he's looking out with the bucket raised in front of him and the thing, but he's just looking out ahead at something. In the distance on the horizon, you might see just some clouds, dark clouds swirling far in the distance. But that's all you can see at the moment. So, you have gone to stealth mode, and you're just proceeding onward.
With stealth.
Once you finally get close, what is your plan? You finally
Well, I
crest
need
over.
to see what's around him
Yeah,
first.
okay, you crest over the hill, and you finally see the glistening waters of a very large little sea. You can still see across the sea, just faintly on the horizon, amidst the clouds and the mist that obscure the opposite shore, but you can still see just faintly the opposite side, so you can see this full sea here with a river protruding against it to the right, going south. And in the center of the lake, there's a very small little island, not too far from the opposite shore, and above the island there's a bunch of storm clouds in what looks like a perpetual kind of like mini hurricane, lightning crackling every once in a while, and the Centurion is just kind of staring off in the distance towards that direction, looking out over the sparkling waters. And it looks like the swamp ends at about at the water, but then the other side of the shore is not swamp. There's other landscapes, other biomes, more or less, to use the Minecraft term. That
Biomes exist in the real world.
yeah.
Is there any creatures around that worship that creature, the Centurion?
Roll perception
Both of us?
if you're both looking.
Yeah.
We're both looking. I got a 19 plus 1, so a dirty 20.
Mm-hmm.
Gross. Clean it
How
up.
about you, Ray?
Trying to figure out where perception is on this. Is it that perception passive wisdom or passive intelligence?
You'll roll plus normal perception.
Where is normal perception on this?
To the right of your
I
passive.
found it. Okay. It's plus 7. 17 plus 7, 24.
Wow, nice. Yeah, you both catch sight of some conspicuous movement up on the Centurion's shoulders.
Dang, that's where I wanted to be.
So, yeah, you see a couple little moving shapes up there. They're very far away, more or less. It's like you looking from the streets of New York up at the top of the Empire State Building. You just see
That's how tall it is?
some little shapes. That's how tall this Centurion is.
Oh,
It is
mama.
it is a big, big boy. And yeah, its feet are sunk pretty deeply into the ground. As you're approaching, you see like big rectangular imprints that are like as deep as a 2-story house that are just like pressed into the mud. These giant pools that are like filled with water from where it walked back and forth across the landscape. Hi, Nova.
Mama Swizzle, this is a lot bigger than I thought it was gonna be, and
Yeah,
we might have to make a
We
little
might have
bit.
to become
a little bit
alcoholics.
um, do you have any ideas of how we could get up there, Mama Swizzle?
I will remind you, it has lots of like overgrown vines and stuff all over the whole thing, as though it's.
I just point at the vines.
Mama Swizzle, you're a genius.
Oh, why did we ever let them do anything by themselves?
They're gonna die.
Not these two. Carmen's gonna be so mad at me.
We're gonna tell this story to Light, and she's gonna go, "These hooligans!"
I'm gonna purposely leave out this time.
Okay,
I did a great job watching over them while you were gone, Light.
Nothing bad happened at all, definitely.
We fought a dragon and nothing else.
Yep.
So let's see. If we're still being sneaky, I think we're gonna climb up next to each other. How much do you weigh, by the way?
Shoot. I never actually wrote that
Should
down.
never ask a lady her weight.
I thought
Yeah,
we-
you should never ask a later.
I think we did calculate it in the past. However, it's now increased by about 40 pounds. I think because of the gold that you're carrying in your bag now.
Yeah, so that would make me 120 pounds.
Okay, so you're still lighter than me, but you're still gonna be heavy.
Don't forget I can shapeshift. Well, druid shift,
Wild
monster
shape.
shift,
Wild
wild
shape.
Right.
shape. Thank you.
Swizzle. I
So if
think
you need me to turn into a small spider, I
Or
can.
a monkey.
Or a
or a
monkey,
bird.
yeah. Or no, I can't.
Why can't you bird?
I'm not a high enough level for that.
Oh, okay. Then
She
yeah,
says.
I think we're gonna need to make our way up, Mama Swizzle. If you know what I'm saying. You don't have to shapeshift, but whatever way you'll feel most comfortable getting up, I say, and then I get as close as I can to its foot before taking a leap, so I don't have to go through the big like mud gap almost. That's where his foot has kind of started sliding towards the water.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'd like to put the special bottle down so it doesn't transform with me. And then I transform into a monkey.
I pick up that bottle and I hold on to it.
I think you can actually choose whether your weapons and items meld into the form or whether they remain usable. I think. Can't remember
I
for
have
sure, but
no
that'll
clue.
work either way.
All
We'll
right.
check that later.
Um,
But yeah.
Then you can hold on to it if you want. Then, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
We
I
are
want to turn into a monkey.
ascend the creature.
Nice. Okay. Mama Swizzle turns into a monkey. Are you turning into a big monkey, like a gorilla, or like a smaller monkey, like a little swingy dingy chittering boy?
I'd say more ringy-dingy chittering boy.
Nice.
Here, I found stats, if you're okay with these.
Yeah, perfect. Whatever they are, I'm sure that's perfect. Beautiful. I'm just pulling them up. Nice. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I love them. Okay, cool. So, yeah, Ananias, you're also leaping to grab onto these vines. They're kind of old and cracked, it seems, a little bit. but they are very thick and sturdy, and they've had a long time to kind of work their way into the nooks and crannies, crevices, and etchings of the dwarven craftsmanship of the large colossus. And it does not seem to notice you or care that you are on it. No one seems to have paid you any mind as you basically jumped from the edge of the landscape onto the creature and held onto the vines tightly. Mama Swizzle, you don't have any trouble being a little monkey designed for this kind of thing. You easily are able to kind of begin swinging and climbing in your natural environment, just straight up the side of this sheer, gigantic beast. Ananias, however, might struggle a little more on the side of the behemoth, just because it's an unfamiliar, where like it's your little changeling hands are not quite as designed for it. However, it's still got plenty of handholds, so it's not terribly difficult. So if Mama Swizzle waits for you, you should be able to keep up.
Yeah, I'll stop at every platform-like area to rest while I wait for her.
Sounds good. As you slowly ascend, you hear lots of large kind of clunking and whirring and thunking of gears interlocking in their mechanisms within the outer mechanical shell of this large
So they're a
creature.
bunch of artificers?
Artificers?
Artificers, yes.
Artificers. Yeah. Yeah. So you continue making your way up the side of this giant creature's leg, making good progress until you feel a large lurch and hear some massive grinding of gears and thunking of stone and a large mechanical as like a huge amount of steam just kind of shoots out of the back about 120 feet above you guys, and then with a large lurch, this creature begins raising one of its feet and kind of slowly pivoting to place it down heavily on the ground, causing a splatter of dirt and mud.
Hold
And-
on.
Yeah,
I say to Mama Swizzle, are we on his back now?
you're still on the back of its thighs as it's beginning to rumble and move and kind of jostle you about. And then it begins raising the leg that you guys are hanging on and beginning to prepare to slam it down. It does take about a minute for these large, purposeful strides to take place, so you have a little bit of time to avoid the big lurch of it placing down its
In
foot.
between lurches, we will climb higher, but as our leg starts to move, I will find an area of branch and hook both my arms underneath it in this position so that I don't come flying off of it.
So you're just going to try to withstand it instead of moving to the other leg?
I thought
Isn't
it was
that a
falling.
lot of?
I thought it was
yeah.
like the size of an Empire State Building.
It is, but yeah, the legs are, especially at the thigh area, they're close enough where you could probably move from one to the other if you
I'm
wanted
gonna
to.
withstand. I
Okay,
am going to
sure. Roll me a dex saving throw.
sure.
Mama Swizzle, you're probably fast enough
right.
to where you could just get up to the butt region instead of sticking with Ananias if you wanted to, or you could stay with her.
My climb
We
is
got-
40.
19 plus 3, so I'm fine.
Nice. Yeah, you get jostled quite a bit, and you see plenty of twigs and leaves and dead branches kind of fall past you and hit the ground far, far below. But you manage to hold fast, and the vine that you're on, remains tightly wrapped around the behemoth. What did you say, Mama Swizzle?
My climb speed is 40.
Yeah, I'd say you could probably like climb your way up out of the range of the jolt if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'd like to do that to preserve my energy instead of having to hang on every time the jolt while waiting on her.
Sure. Yeah, Ananias will probably make it up to where you are before the next jolt even happens. So as this thing begins to take massive
Oh, frick.
steps back in the exact opposite direction from whence it came, you are now climbing high enough where you can hear a big ol' splashing as it takes each step, as though perhaps the bucket it's holding is filled with water or something. And you begin to hear some weird kind of rhythmic chanting and like slimy slapping noises as you get higher and higher up the creature's back, or the automaton's back, coming from up on the shoulder areas where squirrel.
Literally.
Yeah. From, well, where you're hearing the noise from on the shoulders. That was a completely irrelevant last sentence. I'm sorry. With that, let's say we move back over to QZ, Ethan, and Gohan for just a little bit.
I need
Someone
to use the
say
bathroom.
that.
Be right back.
Okie dokie. So, QZ, you turn around and
You
suddenly
Qs
see
yeah,
just
I
a couple
came to
of
it first.
pointy little wooden spears kind of being jabbed in your face by a bug-eyed, more or less fish-looking creature with like little stubby arms, little stubby legs, a little loincloth on it, and it just looks like a bug-eyed, froggy, terrifying mess. It smells just as bad as it looks, and it just kind of stares at you with big ol' fish lips and goes. Seems
You
to be
might think that you're stealthy, but I saw you coming the whole time. Yeah, I'm not gonna pretend like I understand this. But can you understand me? Wait, why would asking help? Because I wouldn't be able to understand whether or not you were saying yes. Hi, we don't mean any harm. Wait, I still don't know if you understand or not. Wait, Ring. Hey, Rusty. Hey, Bud. Can you translate what this thing is saying? Speak to the Ring.
Oh. Okay. That being the case, I guess this is still an hour or a couple hours before Ananias and Qzeth made it to the giant thing.
Correct.
So Ananias and Mama Swizzle, you suddenly hear
I just got back.
through the rings what Qzeth is saying into the ring. Almost as though he's standing right beside you. Just
Oh.
slightly echoey and far away, but you know, it sounds like he's just as loud as if he were right beside you as he says that.
What did he say?
I said, hey, Rusty, can you translate for me?
What language do I hear?
You hear it. What's your heart language? Your like most common one? Is it changeling or something?
It's no, I don't speak changeling. I speak common. I speak, I think, abyssal, and maybe one other.
What's your most used?
Celestial, common, Naush, and abyssal.
Naush.
I think lately I've been using common to talk to y'all.
Yeah, common is the one that everybody knows. Abyssal, Naush, and Celestial, either any one of those could be your heart language if you wanted it to be, like the one that you feel most comfortable with, or common is a good, standard. Up to you. Whatever your coven of changelings in the forest spoke is what you should go with, probably.
Mine would be druidic then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Mama Swizzle, you hear QZ's voice speaking druidic. And saying...
Mama Swizzle?
And you look around and QZ's not there.
But do I hear the voice of the little gnome thing?
No. Just QZ speaking into the ring.
I'll say, hello? What did you say?
Are you saying that just in general or to the ring?
To the ring.
Okay. So, QZ, you hear in Broken Era Cochrane, Ananias' voice say, what?
Rusty, you can speak. Okay, great.
No!
I need you to translate for me. This small lizard frog looking thing is trying to talk to me. Can you help bridge the gap?
Gohan is kind of like, I am hearing you twice. What is going on here? Wait, no, he doesn't have a ring. Sorry, my bad.
He does not.
have a
does
ring.
not.
So Mama
Um,
Swizzle, you hear you hear him twice, just with a very slight annoying offset.
I'm gonna say, can you tell me what he's saying? Like, repeat
Well-
to me what he's saying.
I mean, I feel like you should be able to hear it. Here, hey, bug guy. I'm sorry if that's insulting. Can, what were you saying? I say to the bug man.
At this point, they seem to have already. They were like trying to communicate with you and wait for you to speak, and then they kind of looked to each other while you were like talking to your ring. They shrugged to each other, and then they're just like they're pointing the spear menacingly and kind of like jabbing in a different direction, and you see a couple more kind of approaching over the hill with some like twisted together vines to act as some kind of rope, and they're approaching you guys menacingly.
Well, Rusty, there's more coming. They said something like I feel like that might be I don't know.
Do I understand that?
You just hear him. You hear QZ say, I don't know what they said. It was something like, and then just a string of meaningless gibberish that sounds pretty much like what he just said. Yeah. So the creatures are like trying to gesture to each other to like threaten you and say don't you move, as they're more or less trying to tie you guys up. Do you draw your weapons or remain where you are?
we go,
Gohan,
whoa,
Gohan
little
immediately like
guys.
puts his hand on his weapon and he's
Yeah,
like holding
exactly,
out
like,
his big
as soo-
hands towards
As soon as
them.
they like try and like grab us, I'm like, whoa, little guys. Hey, we can work this out.
They point the
we're-
spears in your face even closer, like, don't you try anything.
I'll push the spear away from my face.
They just point it even more severely, and one of them like starts poking you like it's making contact with your side as well.
I grab that spear and I try and pry it from them.
Roll me strength.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. They nat 20.
You
Oh.
got 20?
They nat 20.
I got a 16.
Yeah, you do not manage to pry it free from them. Their hands are like, it seems almost like they've got little suckers on their hands. So like you pull it, but they pull it back twice as hard and just wrench it free. And
Okay. With this struggle, I would like to then instead like try and like slam it on my knee and break the spear.
they like yanked it free from you again.
Oh, okay.
With
So I
that
no
nat
longer
20,
have
so
control.
yeah, you no longer
Okay,
have
yeah.
it grabbed. They bare
Fair
their
enough.
little pointed teeth at you and grunt once again. And the ones who have the rope now basically get behind you and they're like trying to grab at your hands to tie them. Gohan is like, absolutely not. No, hey. And he's got his weapon drawn. What say we make some calamari today? What do you think?
I would rather not.
What is it,
If
fish
we can
sticks?
get away, that would be ideal.
Okay, well, let's hope we don't run into a mud puddle. Lady, I'm following
guess
your
so.
lead. Let's go.
I'll shove the ones with the rope, and then we can like dash away.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So disengage, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess roll initiative then.
Oh, okay. 16 plus 4. 22.
Wow, nice. Okay. Gohan got a regular 20. So you go first. You,
Lovely.
I guess, spend your whole turn disengaging, moving as far away as
Yeah,
you can.
yeah. I'll mostly spend my turn disengaging. But like I'll try and like actually make that one prone that I push.
Okay. Oh, so
Like
you're
I'm gonna try and like full push them down to the ground.
the one that had the spear or a different one?
The one that had the rope.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. I'll let you do that. May as well. Roll strength.
12.
You got it. You rolled a 5.
Nice.
So, yeah, you more or less just kind of push him out of your way, and he goes, "Ah!" Falls flat on his back in a mud puddle as you're going by.
Mhm.
They don't seem very strong as far as their like tiny little stature, but they do seem to have pretty good like little webbed feet that are adapted to this environment pretty well because they all begin like scurrying across the landscape after you. Gohan similarly pushes off of the ones that are attacking him, kind of shakes him off his arm, and just starts booking it after you as fast as he can, like a linebacker running for the end zone. And
Okay. As we're
Yeah.
running, um, to like make sure that like we're not gonna fall into anything, I'll kind of like hold my javelin out and like scan the ground, almost like a blind man stick to see if like feel for where there's any
I don't think
mud
that's gonna work
possibly.
honestly, because the tall grass is gonna like kind of catch your stick and just pole vault
Okay.
you or stab you in the belly. It's really just
Yeah,
gonna be
yeah,
a
no, it's
bigger
fair. It's
hindrance
fair.
to you. Yeah, but
Then
you,
I'm being very vigilant.
yeah, you're running as fast as you can, as carefully as you can. Um, Even as you're dashing, it seems like these creatures are effortlessly kind of keeping up with you, and they go "Atata!" and are
And
drawing more of their little
I'm
buddies.
not trying I know like I'm running, but like I'm not running as fast as I can so that I can maintain like basically in pace with
Gohan.
Gohan. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, sounds good. Uh, okay, they're fast. What do we do? Any ideas?
Uh I guess we'll have to see if they can climb. I'll sprint ahead a little bit further to a tree and say, I'm gonna lift you up.
You're going to
And like
lift me up.
get into the stance where
I've
it's just
gained a
like
few pounds since last week.
on one knee, like I get down on one knee and I'm gonna like do the thing where like I like two-handed like lift him up.
Your
No.
bones
Just
are
like
hollow,
it's
aren't
like a
they?
cheerleader thing. It's like the cheerleader thing.
Yeah.
It's like I'm
Yeah.
gonna like launch him up so that he can like grab on top of the tree.
Yeah, sure. He'll just go, okay, if you say so, and roll strength.
This one has to be good.
18.
Nice. Yeah, you catapult him with, all the strength you've learned in your monk training. And you like
Okay.
you launch him up into this tree. He's like, "Okay, well, I'm sorry I doubted."
And then in turn, I am going to use my dexterity skills to kind of like grab onto the side of the tree and kind of like run up it almost like a kind of like a monkey, I guess.
Sure.
So like I'll just kind of like
A monk?
Ah.
But
Yeah. So yeah, you managed to climb up into the high branches of the tree. This one is the same type as you had before. It's one of these swamp trees that looks
it just happens to not be
kind of
dead
well,
magically.
Yeah, it's
Not
got
like all of the other ones.
not all of the other ones. I mean, it's a kind of ugly swamp, but it's a healthy, just gross tree with lots of like moss on it and scraggly branches. So you both climb up into this tree, and the creatures down below quickly surround the tree, and they're kind of like angrily eyeing you with their bug eyes, and they're like um, grumbling to themselves in a language that you can't understand, and they don't seem to have any understanding of your language either.
This is very unfortunate.
You see a couple of them, grab a little fishing net more or less, and they just chuck it up at the tree at you, and it kind of drapes across the branches and just gets stuck as more or less a.
Oh, they tried.
They're doing their best, bless their hearts. And yeah, they just kind of they quickly seem to give up with that strategy. A couple of them try chucking spears at you. If you'd
They
like to
eat the
use your
spears.
monk training, you can deflect them or something because they're not.
Yeah, well, I
all
don't
that.
want to deflect them back at them, but like
Okay.
I'll hit them away.
Yeah, it's not too difficult to just kind of like bat away their attacks as they're kind of feebly attempting to bother you up in the tree.
Yeah.
One or two of them do begin trying to climb the tree, but it seems that their webbed hands and feet are made more for swimming and all that rather than climbing
It's every fifth
trees.
idea that I have is good.
So they more or less decide that they're just gonna wait it out, and you see them kind of stay circled around the tree. A couple of them leave to go across the landscape back in the direction where the Colossus was originally and came from, while others of them just kind of are content to sit there and wait for you with their pointy little spears and their grubby little hands and their pointy little teeth.
Okay.
And they just watch you.
Is the tree coverage enough that we can like start running from branch to branch? I'm assuming not.
No, these trees are more or less like one tree
Sparse,
every
yeah.
10, 20 feet, so it's not very like densely forested.
Well, I guess I had one good idea. Go on,
Oh, it's my turn now? Oh.
your turn now.
Usually I do the barbarian stuff, not so much the thinking stuff. I'll do my
that
best.
is fair. I will have to
if
come
I
up with
jump out
another
of the
way
tree
to.
and land on them, I can squish them.
I think
Then
this
I'll
is.
climb the tree
I
again and
don't want to
squish
hurt
another.
them, Gohan. I don't want to hurt them.
Why do we not want to hurt them? They're like little slimy bug things.
It's just not right. If there's a way that we can get through this without violence, we need to take that.
Well, they're already being violent to us. Does that not count?
We can de-escalate. We have some time. We can de-escalate. We just have to come up with something.
We could de-escalate from the tree on top of them. Just saying.
That will be our plan B. I'll keep thinking for now, Gohan.
Okay, I'll think something. They said these creatures like to worship stuff, right? Maybe you could connect with them on a spiritual level with your like monk god stuff, or
But I can't even talk to them. If only I had like maybe a second ring, I could chuck it down there. I just don't want to lose this one.
I love how the rings have become integral somehow so
Yeah.
quickly.
Well, I do have my I think it's blood covered currently.
What? Blood covered what?
Okay, I'm looking for the description of it, but
I haven't given you descriptions for all the items yet, unfortunately, that you just got from the thing.
no,
I
it's
haven't
not.
bothered to
I've had
put
this,
it in your
EJ.
inventory.
I've had
Okay,
this.
good.
It just won't let me click on my inventory.
Oh yeah, blood covered cloak of the wool arm.
Yes, the wool
Ah.
arm guy. The
Oh,
wool arm
yeah.
guy.
Okay, yeah, you have that. Does that help?
Maybe they'll be interested in this or something. I don't know. And Qzeth will it's like a full on cloak. So I'll drape it over my wings.
Mm-hmm.
And then like jump down. Kind of like almost meant to scare them almost.
Mm-hmm.
And then like raise up my wings with like the cloak, and I'll basically like speak to them and say, by the power invested in me and the Goose God, you all will cease this violence.
Roll me intimidation.
Ooh, it's not too bad. What plus? Oh, no plus. 14.
Okay, you jump down with like this imposing presence and land with the grace of a monk. But so you're
I
landing.
make no sound when I fall.
Yeah, but you put all the energy of your landing into the ground, and they feel the ground kind of shake a little bit as you hit the ground, and the mossy covering that they're on just kind of makes them bounce a little bit. And some of them who were not paying attention as they were kind of discussing amongst themselves how tasty it would be or something, they turn and they freak out a little bit, and they all kind of chitter and back away from you for a moment. And for an instant, you think you see, as like the fear flashes in their eyes, just like a little flash of a
gooseness.
dark feather kind of flit in and out of existence just above their head, one of their heads, in your vision, and then it's gone. And they eye you for a moment. They're kind of sizing you up, questioning what they should do about this situation. and they
And I'll start to like
point their spears
flap
again.
with like all the will that I have left, to like make
the cloak.
noise.
Mm.
Yeah, with the cloak.
Mm-hmm.
Be a little bit more intimidating.
Sure, roll again.
And say,
With
by the
advantage, because the first
power of the goose god, you will let us pass.
They rolled a 5.
You shan't. You shan't
I'm
pass.
glad that I had advantage.
They rolled a 5.
Doesn't help that much. Oh, good. I rolled a 7.
Nice. Yeah, they freak out even more, and they. You know what? Sure, I'll give it to you. The entire group of them is like so freaked out that they all begin to like kind of corral together and run back towards where the others ran off to. You're not sure exactly where they're scattering off to, but they just fully abandon their quest to skewer you, and they run off in that direction. And
Great.
you
We're not gonna get Star Wars Episode 6. I like this.
Star Wars Episode 6. Oh,
Ewoks.
yeah. You don't. Nothing happens for now. We'll say that.
Great.
Yeah.
Moving on.
I think that's a good place to end it for now. 7:03. We're at our ending point. So we'll do the rest of this another time. Thank you all for hanging out. Good times.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Was
Many
fun.
GGs. Thanks for leaving me alone with the NPC, you two. So much fun.
You're welcome.
I'm
Is this
scared.
a problem to you? You don't like me saluting with my foot?
No, that's hilarious. That's. I wish I were talented like that. Wait, hang on. Nope, definitely not flexible enough for that.
Very
Neither am I.
disappointed.
Right, like
Wow. I
how you
couldn't.
salute, right?
Yeah.
No. That
mean-
it's how you salute, apparently.
That's how I salute.
I guess the official salute's supposed to be like that, right?
Wee.
Or like
Supposed
that. That could work.
Nope.
Jeez, you're flexible.
I'm a rock climber. You got to be.
Oh, fun.
I need to do rock climbing again. It's been too long.
You want to do rock
Hey,
climbing,
Flexi.
EJ?
It's been a while since I've done it, but I
You
would like to.
should.
Yeah, last time I went was.
Do like moves where your feet are like higher than your head.
Ooh.
I
I have not
typically
done any
avoid
of those
those.
moves. I don't think I could do those moves.
You probably could.
I don't think I could. I can't even touch my toes. I'm that inflexible.
Touch your toes. Look, I'm touching mine right now.
I'm
Very
like
funny.
a foot
I can touch
away.
EJ's toes. I'm that flexible.
I don't
That's-
think you could.
that's
You hate
less
feet.
impressive.
I don't think I would. I just could.
Mm,
Could and would, two different things.
mhm. Well, anyways, thank you for the session. It was a really good time.
Well, anyway, started blasting.
Look forward to the next one, which would be 2 weeks from now. I'll
Yep.
put it in the chat.
I will say, I don't know about you all, but because it is now summer break, I probably would be more available to do Switch Stream every week.
Me too.
Whoa. Whoa, that's cool.
I don't know if that's changed for Ray, but like I don't have to worry. As
I'm
much
able to
about-
do every week too. Yeah.
Okay, so we could switch to every week if that's cool
Okay.
with you, EJ.
I would be okay
We
with
don't
that.
have to
I
do it
might want to
immediately.
switch the day we do it, if that.
That's a little harder.
Okay.
Depends on
That's
What do
what
you
a
mean?
little harder, yeah.
The day we do it.
Well, instead of on a Sunday every week, I might prefer a weekday if it was every
On a
week. Because
Tuesday.
of other
My
things.
work is not always going to allow that to happen because
Okay.
Sundays
Your
it'll
schedule
be at a different time.
changes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, in that case, we'll leave it as Sundays for now, and we'll just talk about the possibility someday. Because there is one thing I wanted to do on a Sunday that would more or less not conflict with this time.
Well, we
can
don't
just
have to
skip a
do it
couple
every single
Sundays.
Sunday. Yeah, we
Yeah.
can just be like, not this Sunday, but then like
Yeah.
have it normally be every Sunday.
Or I could just be late, push back the time by like a half hour one day. And
No,
then
we
I
can
would be able to do
still
it.
skip some days, especially because like that gives everybody else a break.
Okay.
Because like I'm Kat sounds like she's still gonna have her evening thing.
What evening thing?
Whatever you do after the sessions, didn't you have something that you had to immediately go to normally?
Rock climbing?
Yeah, usually I go rock climbing, but over the summer that's canceled. I am going rock climbing today. This is the last one.
Okay.
Cool. Have fun.
Thanks.
Well, in
Bye.
that case, I guess maybe see you all next week. In 1 week
Look,
from now.
my foot is
Yeah,
exposed.
we can do
Whoa.
next week.
No, no, it's exposed.
How could you
Gotta
do
take
this?
it to the newspaper.
Oh,
What?
I can't get it all the way behind my head.
Are you trying to become a pretzel?
Fine.
I want it to be behind my head.
You don't have to,
I want to,
but you don't have to.
but I wish I could.
That's very nice.
I used to
Back
be
in
able to
high
do that
school,
back
I
in the
actually
day.
had this one friend who was like triple
Yeah, there's
jointed
always
or
the friend who
something.
can do that.
Yeah, but I want to be that friend.
She wants to be that friend that turns into
Well,
a
then you better
pretzel.
not have anybody else in your friend group who already is that friend. They're
Yeah,
going to
but I
want it.
already have someone in that friend group.
Yeah, so
and
you
he's a
actually
guy,
can't.
and
You
he can
actually
do
can't.
that. I don't know
You
how he can.
So you actually can't ever because unless you want to cut them out of that friend group.
Oh my gosh, you've given her an evil idea.
He already has plenty. Born evil. Thomas Hobbes.
See you later, EJ.
Bye, guys. Have a good
Yep,
night.
bye.
For the
Bye.